Right, so let's take that confrontation to our panelists this evening. Joining me, Mondal Mondal, Political Analyst, Tuhin Sinha, BJP National Spokesperson. Thank you for both of you for joining us, and we begin with Mondal Mondal. Mondal, you just heard the Governor of West Bengal, where he very clearly pointed out that this is not a conflict with West Bengal. This is an allegation that was made completely unsubstantiated, not to an Ananda Bose, but to the highest constitutional post in your state, which is the governor. And you're attacking the Raj Bhavan directly, which is Kalyan Banerjee, and he needs to be charged with hate speech.
No, I think, let me quote Shakespeare to answer him. You know, there is smell of blood still, all the perfumes of Arabia cannot sweeten this sweet hand. That was Lady Macbeth from Shakespeare. The governor might have, have a kind of idea of agreeing to disagree with the chief minister, with the state government. But for the last 3 years, he has been completely deriding the government, his own government, mind you. He is the constitutional head of the government, and every other day he was criticizing the government, at times calling Lady Macbeth, Mamata Banerjee, who is, I think, the second most important political leader in the country after the Prime Minister, one of the most popular leader. See, her political career, I think I do not have the sagacity to assess the political career of Ms. Mamata Banerjee for over 45 years now. The fact remains, Ms. Chaudhary, is that I think both Mr. Banerjee and Mr. Bose, they are not really behaving like mature human beings. And what was the need of having this search in the Raj Bhavan? This is nothing but spectacle. He should have ignored it. Mr. Banerjee is a political person after all, but Mr. Bose is not a political person. Again, I repeat, he should have the courtesy over the member of the parliament. I'm not even going into the aspect of what he has done with the vice chancellor's appointment. We have been suffering for the last 2 years ad nauseam. Even now, still now there are 10, 12 universities without the head of the universities. All the students are suffering out there. I think this should have been more, gentle way of dealing with the things. Mr. Banerjee, after all, is a political person. He will make these political charges. But Mr. Governor, we all respect the position of the governor. I think the kind of behavior that he showed especially by calling the dogs and the Kolkata police, I mean, what was the need of doing that? So if Mr. Banerjee is being political, ruthlessly, he too is being political. I think both of them should behave in a mature way.
All right, your time is up. I want to, and you speak of Mamata Banerjee being the second most important political leader after Prime Minister Modi. I would think with what's just happened in Bihar, Nitish Kumar might want to claim that for himself. But I want to, cut across to Tuhin Sinha. Tuhin Sinha, there is a point there, because at one end you might suggest that the friction is at the count or at the behest of the TMC, but history stands testimony in terms of how the office, which is a constitutional post of the governor, has conducted itself. You have outrightly, on multiple times, which is the office of the governor, attacked elected chief minister of a state. You've called names to the police of the state. You have tried to come in, interfere with state appointments, which goes against the grain of federalism. You yourself have brought the stature of the office down on multiple occasions of the governor's post, and today you're invoking exactly that to seek leverage over what Kalyan Banerjee has said.
Well, good evening, Preeti. Good evening, everybody. Jungle Raj is a reality in Bengal today, much like it was in Bihar between 1990 and 2005. And we, as a political party, are committed to end it in the next 5 months. Having said that, TMC as a party, is temperamentally not equipped to belong to a modern democracy like India. And they have shown it on numerous occasions. This time, of course, Kalyan Banerjee has attacked the office of the governor with ludicrous, with preposterous, with absolutely unsubstantiated, mischievous, notorious charges, for which I salute the honorable governor for, for booking him under the right sections of BNS, for initiating defamation cases against him, and for equally getting his own premises searched. But where does Kalyan Banerjee get his energy from? He gets his anti-constitutional energy from Mamata Banerjee, who at every beck and call takes an anti-constitutional position, first by opposing SIR. In the past, of course, she has opposed CAA and made all kinds of, absurd claims that she would not allow it to be implemented. She would not allow the Waqf Amendment Act to be implemented in Bengal, which led to violence, which killed 2 people in Murshidabad. And finally, when he makes these absurd charges of the governor of Bengal harboring some bombs or harboring some ammunition, of BJP workers, let me just name a few TMC officials rather, who have in the recent past been accused and arrested for violence, intimidation or large-scale misconduct in Bengal. Sheikh Shahjahan, assault on ED team. Arabul Islam, murder of rival worker during Panchayat election, South 24 Parganas. Anubrat Mondal, election violence. Ajit Mehti, land grabbing extortion charges. Shibu Hazra, sexual assault, intimidation of women in Sandesh Khali area. So we all know the credentials of TMC. TMC is a party which believes in anarchy, which
All right, sir.
can't live
Your
without
time is up. I'm going to give the both of you 2 minutes each to put your point forward. I want to bring in Monujeet Mondal. Monujeet Mondal, you do agree Kalyan Banerjee has used language that he really shouldn't have. It's not just against the grain of constitutionality in this country, but also...
I think. First of all,
Okay,
I
make
think
your
he has
point.
made it. I think he has made it amply clear that he was instigated by the governor, where the governor has been, as I mentioned, the governor has been, I think, making such comments, especially against Madam Mamata Banerjee. I mean, even now he called that Lady Macbeth is not a problem. But I'm a teacher of Shakespeare. I know what kind of a character Lady Macbeth was. I think all of you know that what kind of role she played in Macbeth, almost playing the fourth witch in terms of the traditional interpretation of the play Macbeth, instigating Macbeth to kill Duncan. We all know, I think. So the governor doesn't need to justify calling Mamata Banerjee Lady Macbeth, especially when she is trying to invoke the spirit of darkness and calling for unsexing her. So I think the point is very clear that both these people are quite mature, but both of them are behaving like green unripe minds. Both the sides. I'm not taking sides with anyone. The governor, definitely, he has denigrated his chair for the last 2 years. But remember the sagacity of the chief minister. She has never ever attacked the governor. Even now, when the special case that Mr. Banerjee was mentioning in the Supreme Court, the state government has won the case. Despite that, the chief minister has never pressed the panic button and attacked the post of the governor. She, in fact, 3 months back, she went to the governor house and had coffee with the honorable governor. I think the governor should also return this kind of courtesies, not just to the chief minister, but even to the elected members of the parliament. And my good friend, we talk about criminality in politics. Look at your record. 20% of your member of parliaments have heinous criminal record. I'm not talking about the local TMC leader, despite the fact that C.V. could not even do any charge sheet, file charge sheet and punish Mr. Sheikh Shahjahan. They have been inquiring for the last 2.5 years. Nothing has happened, but your parliamentarians have criminal records.
All right,
Please.
sir, your time is up. Tuhin Sinha, your 2 minutes start now. And I just want to, take you, draw your attention to what the governor has said and done in the recent past. He himself, blurred the line between an institution and a personal attack where he said he will never share stage with Mamata Banerjee. Of course, he reneged on that. But other than that, various issues that could have been very, very controversial where the governor ideally should have stayed away. And one of those was during the time of Sandesh Khali, because it was an ongoing investigation. At that time, to come out openly, pick sides, call the government of West Bengal a government, which instigates violence against women, you somewhere down the line denigrate the office of the governor. And then you set yourself up for attacks as vile as this.
This is not the first governor with whom TMC has had a problem. When Jagdeep Dhankhar ji was the governor of Bengal, they were equally venomous in their attacks against him. In fact, I remember the TMC the government had abandoned all those people affected by the post-poll violence in 2021. And when Jagdeep Dhankhar personally went to visit those people, they only, increased their attacks on Jagdeep Dhankhar. So TMC government, like I said, is fundamentally opposed, is fundamentally not equipped to belong to a democracy. They have attacked every governor. Now, when it comes to the present governor, C.V. Ananda Bose, obviously you have answered him about his language. I don't need to re-answer the question. But yes, he has been driven to a point of despair by the repeated, preposterous behavior of TMC. They have leveled all kinds of false charges against him, which I don't even need to report. And when it comes to Kalyan Banerjee, I don't blame him. He is basically extending the uncouth politics of TMC. He is the one who was lampooning Jagdeep Dhankhar when he was the vice president. He was mocking his handicap. We have all seen those videos. He is the person who had an open, abusive match with Mahua Moitra. And then, of course, Mahua Moitra joined the match of slander. But this culture of violence which TMC is now propagating in Bengal, I have a larger point. Why did Kalyan Banerjee make these absurd allegations of, the governor harboring certain criminals or harboring certain... Because surely it is to deflect attention from something very malafide which TMC is planning across the state. We have seen instances of violence throughout the TMC regime, but in the run-up to the election, TMC is only going to increase that bar and only indulge in more violence. They have made this...
Sir, your time is up, and that's all the time that we really have for. Thank you for both of you for joining us on this debate. Unfortunately, this is not the last that we've seen of a conflict that has been brewing, simmering for years now, and this is the final lap. You're in the last 6 months of elections where West Bengal is concerned, and trust me, where the constitutional post of a governor and the post of an elected Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee comes into question, the face-off will be fierce.